Hi, welcome to the Nana Yeboaa Show. I am Nana Yeboaa. I do these videos to inspire and motivate, if you're wondering why. And I also do these videos because along my profession as a nurse, I've met so many people from different walks of life who have left a part of themselves to me or for me. And this part has transformed the way I experience the universe, I look at the universe, and my understanding of creation or the creator. Within the capacity of a nurse, you care for people of different races, different socioeconomic statuses, and whatnot. In a sense, the human factor, the human being, the human race is more of a concept that I adhere to more than the racial inequities and the discriminations that come with it. That being said, please don't misconstrue this. I still face it. I still go through some of it. I've had my breakdowns but I have consciously told myself that I am not going to let it get to me. The key for me is what I do and what I do best. And what I do best is identifying human processes, identifying human issues, and identifying ways and means that we can be better as individuals, be better as a family, be better as a community, and in the long run, be better as a country and a people of the world. Now, that was my segue about why I do the things I do and why I am doing this video, just in case you're wondering, so that you know a little bit more about who I am. Process. Why am I talking about process today? There are a few instances that this word has been popping up, twice, three times a day, and I began questioning, why is this word keeps coming at me twice or three times a day? So it's taking me about a few days for me to sit and analyze what the word process means. And it's funny enough that, you use the word process. I'm going through this process. I'm doing this with using this process and whatnot. But the definition itself is almost lost along the way. We just do it, go through the process. So in this video, I'm going to bring your attention back to the word process, the reason why we utilize process, and what are some of the advantages of process for us? The first that I'm going to give is really the first example, for lack of a better one, is food. If you want to cook food, there is a process, and it may be a long process or it may be a short process. The long process involves you planning on what time you're going to go to grocery shopping, what mode of transportation you are going with. If you have your own vehicle, you may drive yourself. If you're waiting for a husband, a partner, or a friend to pick you up and take you grocery shopping, that is a process that you need to plan. If you're going by bus, that is a process you need to plan. What time are you going and what time are you going? What time are you catching this bus? Which groceries shop you're going to go to? So all these little nuances are actually mental processes that are going through our heads. For you to get to the grocery store, to get the ingredients, pay it, get out, come back home and start the cooking. All that is a process. The other process you can take is pick up the phone, call one of these, skip the dishes, Uber Eats, whatever that pleases your fancy. Order the food you want to eat because she cannot cook it, or you're tired or whatnot, and bypass the long process and use the short process and get your food. The differences in the long process and the short process is that in the long process, you know exactly what you got, exactly what you put in, and exactly what you getting out. In the short process is you bypass all the middle. For some, it's good. For others, it is not so much. What I want you to understand is that whatever you are doing in life has a process. Whether we are conscious of it or not, it has a process. Now, when things don't go right, depending on which process, the long process or the short process that we use, then we need to come back to the drawing table. That is where re-evaluation of our processes are. And then making adaptations and changes to those and re-implementing it. The other thing that I come as an example to processes is also weight loss. To think about weight loss, you need to go through a process depending on how big you are. If you are obese, really obese, and you want to go through, for instance, bariatric surgery, there is a process. You need to lose weight. So there is a plan and different steps of actions taken in place to lose some of the weight before the day of the surgery. And afterwards, to maintain that weight is also a process of changing diet, exercise. So life is full of processes. The question I pose to you is, are you aware of those processes? Now, there are certain instances that when you jump from one process, when you jump from the beginning and land at the end, and you ignore the process in between, you will have to come back to start again. So, as you're going through life and you're thinking about the actions, the steps, or the plans that you're making, be conscious of the processes in between. If you don't know, just take a pen and a paper and draft it out. Write what you think some of the processes are. And as you start working on implementing these steps or processes you put in place, you refine them as you go along. The beauty of this generation, of my generation, your generation, or this new generation, is the wealth of information out there. If you want to be, for off the top of my head, if you want to be, for instance, an investor, what is the process? How do you start? How do you go about it? There are a wealth of books written by people who have already made the mistakes jumping from A to Z, that have written the steps or the process they went through it that you can also utilize. When you want to become, for instance, a nurse, unlike Florence Nightingale and the earlier nurses period of time, in this age, there is a process. You need to go to school. You need to acquire that knowledge. You need to sharpen your skills within the healthcare system. So you need to understand these processes from novice to expert. Nobody is born an expert. We all start from not knowing and slowly, gradually knowing. Just like a child, when you birth a child, the child goes through a process of learning. They learn by cues. They learn to crawl. They learn to walk. They learn to run. And then every stage of our lives is a process. It's one step, then the next step, then the next step. If you jump a process, you pay for it. Do not pay for it. Learn what the process is, apply the process, utilize the knowledge and information out there in the universe, and it will work for you. It will work for me. and it works. People have done it. You can also do it. So back again, process is actions or steps that you take to achieve a particular end. So for you to do anything, have a goal in mind, have an intention. For instance, my intention, like I said in the beginning of this video, is to share with you my experience along the path of being a registered nurse, the wisdom and the knowledge that I have garnered from my people that I have met from all forms of life and socio economic statuses. Learn from me as I learn from you and as I learn from others. This has been the Nanaya Yeboaa Show. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed, blessed day. Bye bye.